Have you ever had an itch that just wouldn't go away, no matter how much you scratched or how many lotions you tried? Maybe it started as a little annoyance, but then seemed to linger longer than it should. If you're over 60, you know that our bodies tend to whisper at us, and sometimes they scratch, ache, or itch to get our attention. But what if that itch, something so common and often brushed aside, is actually telling you something more important? Could it be a sign of something bigger? I know. It sounds like something we could easily ignore. After all, a little itch isn't exactly a major health issue, right? But for those of us in the golden years of life, things that seem small often hold deeper meaning. As we age, our bodies don't always function the way they used to. It's important to listen closely when your skin starts itching persistently. That simple itch may not be a trivial inconvenience after all. It could be a clue, a signal from your body that something else is going on beneath the surface. In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 itchy spots on your body that could be signs of serious health issues you shouldn't ignore after 60. Now, don't panic, but if you're noticing persistent or unexplained itching in certain areas, your body could be trying to tell you something. I know this might sound a little dramatic, but the truth is, a lot of chronic skin issues that appear as we age are linked to deeper health problems. We're going to explore this together. So by the end of this video, you'll know what to watch for and how to respond. Before we get started, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, take a moment to do so and turn on the bell. You won't want to miss our future videos packed with tips to help you live better and healthier as you age. Let's dive in, starting with the first itchy spot: persistent itching on your lower legs. Now, I know it's tempting to blame dry skin or the fact that maybe you've been walking around a bit more than usual, but here's the thing. When your lower legs itch, especially around your calves, shins, or ankles, it might not be so simple. If you're like most seniors, you may have heard of peripheral artery disease or PAD. Now, don't let the fancy name scare you. Essentially, PAD means that the blood isn't flowing as freely through the small vessels in your lower limbs as it should be, and that lack of circulation can make your skin dry and irritated. Imagine this. You've been feeling a little more tired lately. You're sitting for long stretches of time, and all of a sudden, you start feeling this nagging itch creeping up your legs. At first, you think it's just dry skin, so you slap on some lotion, but it doesn't really help. This is what happened to Dennis, a man in his early 80s who's been less active and notices his legs itching a lot at night, or after sitting for long periods. What Dennis didn't realize is that his body was telling him his circulation was slowing down. Your lower legs, as you may not know, are often referred to as a second heart because they play such a big role in helping your blood get back to the heart. When circulation slows down, your skin suffers and your muscles can weaken. It doesn't just stop there. Poor circulation like this can lead to bigger health problems like heart disease, stroke, and even cognitive decline. But here's the good news. If you catch it early, you can manage and even reverse some of the effects of poor circulation. Things like short, regular walks, elevating your feet, staying hydrated, and wearing compression socks can all help improve circulation. If you've been feeling that persistent itch in your legs with no rash or visible irritation, don't just dismiss it. It's your body's way of telling you to pay attention and take action. Now, let's move on to our second itchy spot, the upper or mid-back. I know this one can be tricky because it's hard to reach, but when you start noticing persistent itching in that area, it might be a sign of something deeper. Many older adults experience this kind of itch on their upper or mid-back, and again, it's easy to assume it's just dry skin or a forgotten shirt tag. But what if it's telling you something more serious? You see, itching in this area, especially if it's persistent and doesn't respond to lotion or a change of your detergent, could point to an issue with your liver or kidneys. I know, it sounds like a lot to take in, but let me explain. Your liver and kidneys are responsible for filtering toxins from your blood, and if they aren't functioning properly, waste can build up in your system. That buildup can irritate your skin, causing it to itch, particularly in areas like your back, which are full of sensitive nerve endings. Let's consider Janice and Dorothy, both around 76 years old. Dorothy is in good health, drinks plenty of water, and has always taken care of her skin. But Janice, on the other hand, has been feeling more fatigued recently. She's noticed some swelling in her ankles, and she can't seem to stop scratching her back, especially at night. She thought it was just an allergic reaction or a skin issue. But Janice's persistent back, it could actually be a sign that her kidneys or liver are under strain. When those organs aren't working as they should, your skin can become irritated. And it doesn't help that the itching often worsens at night, robbing you of precious sleep. This isn't something to panic about, but it is something to take seriously. A simple blood test can often tell you how well your liver and kidneys are functioning. Staying hydrated, eating a clean diet, and reducing alcohol and processed foods can help ease the strain on these organs. If you've been noticing an unexplained itch on your back, take it as a sign to check with your body and talk to your doctor about what's going on. So, if you've been watching and listening so far, and you're still with me, I want to hear from you. If these ideas are making sense to you, or if you've experienced any of these itchy spots yourself, drop a comment below with the number 2, just so I know you're following along. We're in this together, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so now. I've got more insights coming your way that can make a real difference in your health and well-being. So, stick around. We got a few more itchy spots to cover that could change the way you think about your body signals. Now, let's move on to our third itchy spot, which might surprise you: the scalp and neck. When older adults start experiencing persistent itchiness around the scalp or neck, it's easy to assume it's just dry skin, a reaction to a new shampoo, or maybe even start of a new shampoo-induced allergy. But if that itch won't go away, it's time to consider that it might be telling you something deeper. It could be a sign of stress or, even more importantly, something related to your nervous system. Let's picture two men, Leonard and Ray, both in their late 70s. Leonard has always been a calm and collected guy. He's a gardener, enjoys spending time with friends, and practices light meditation every evening. Over the years, Leonard's learned how to manage stress. He's never been one to let things bother him too much. Ray, on the other hand, has struggled a bit since retiring. He feels a little restless in the evenings, spends a lot of time indoors, and without even realizing it, he's been carrying a lot of quiet stress. Lately, Ray has noticed something unusual. The skin on his scalp and the back of his neck is itching more than usual. At first, it was just an evening thing, but now it's happening throughout the day, and no matter what he does, nothing seems to help. There's no rash, no flakes, just an ongoing, nagging itch. He tries switching shampoos, but that doesn't make a difference. What Ray doesn't know is that this persistent itching could be a physical manifestation of something more serious. His nervous system is under strain. As we get older, our stress response changes. Instead of the body bouncing back from stress quickly, it can stay in a heightened state of alert. And that constant state of low-grade tension often shows up on the most sensitive areas of our skin, like the scalp and neck. This kind of chronic itching has been linked to emotional stress, inflammation, and, in some cases, changes in the nervous system that could be affecting Ray's mental and physical resilience. When stress is allowed to build up over time, it can lead to elevated levels of cortisol, the body's stress hormone. High cortisol can suppress your immune system and make you more vulnerable to illnesses. It's not just about the discomfort of an itchy neck or scalp. It's about the deeper impact that constant stress has on your health. In fact, chronic stress like this has even been linked to early signs of cognitive decline and neuropathy, which can affect your nervous system and the way your body reacts to even small changes. But here's the good news. You don't have to let stress win. There are ways to help calm the nervous system and ease that persistent itch. Leonard, for example, has learned to manage his stress in a healthy way. He spends time in his garden, practices breathing exercises, and makes sure he's staying socially connected. These simple actions have kept his stress levels in check and helped him avoid that chronic itching. If Ray can start taking small steps to de-stress, maybe going for a short walk each morning, reconnecting with old friends, or even just journaling a few thoughts before bed, he can find that his body begins to respond in a much healthier way. It's easy to overlook the impact that stress can have on your body, especially when it manifests as something as simple as an itchy neck. But it's important to recognize that this itch is often just the tip of the iceberg. When we take the time to address the root cause of stress and make small lifestyle changes, we can alleviate these physical symptoms and find more peace of mind in the process. Now, let's move on to our fourth itchy spot, which might seem a little less obvious. The chest and abdomen. When we think about health problems as we get older, we tend to imagine things like heart issues, dizziness, or memory problems. But did you know that your skin, especially the skin across your chest and abdomen, could be trying to tell you something about your internal health? This area of your body is rich in blood vessels and nerve endings. So when it starts to itch persistently, it's a good idea to pay attention. Itchy skin here, particularly around your chest or belly, can sometimes indicate nutritional deficiencies or malabsorption issues. As we age, our digestive systems can slow down, and we may not absorb nutrients as efficiently as we once did. This is where things like vitamins, essential fatty acids, and trace minerals come into play. When your body isn't getting enough of these nutrients, your skin can start to show signs of distress, such as persistent dryness or itchiness. Let's think about two women, Joyce and Elaine, both 81 years old. Joyce still enjoys preparing healthy meals, and she makes sure her plates are full of fresh fruits, vegetables, and proteins. While she doesn't eat as much as she used to, she's mindful of what she consumes. On the other hand, Elaine has been losing interest in food over the past year. She's found herself skipping meals, opting for lighter snacks like crackers or canned soup, and she gets full much quicker than she used to. Lately, she's noticed her chest and stomach itching more often, and sometimes her skin feels dry and a little tender. What Elaine doesn't realize is that this persistent itching could be a sign that her body isn't absorbing key nutrients like B12, zinc, or magnesium. When our bodies lack these essential vitamins and minerals, it can cause all sorts of issues, from skin problems to weakened immune systems and even reduce muscle strength. But here's the most concerning part. Nutritional deficiencies like this often don't show up in the form of weight loss. You might not be shedding pounds, but your body could still be starved for the nutrients it needs to function properly. The good news here is that improving your nutrition doesn't require complicated changes. If you've been noticing persistent itching in your chest or abdomen, it might be time to take a closer look at your diet. Simple adjustments, like adding a handful of nuts, a boiled egg, or some fresh berries to your meals, can make a big difference. You don't have to overhaul everything. Just start with small, manageable changes, and over time, you'll feel the positive effects. I know all of this might sound like a lot, but the key takeaway is this. When it comes to persistent itching, don't just ignore it. Your body is always trying to communicate with you, and those little signals, like an itchy chest or an itchy back, are worth paying attention to. And if you're noticing any of these symptoms, take it as an opportunity to check in with yourself and make those small, positive changes that will help you feel better, both inside and out. I hope you're still with me, and I'd love to hear from you. If this video is speaking to you, drop a comment below and let me know how you're feeling. We're not just here to talk about problems. We're here to talk about solutions and how we can all live a healthier, more fulfilling life as we age. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time to do so. You don't want to miss out on all the valuable content we've got coming your way. Stick around. We're about to dive even deeper into how we can take care of our bodies and thrive in our later years. As we move into our final spot to discuss, I want to remind you of something really important. Itchy spots on your body are not just random occurrences. They're signals, whispers from your body, asking for your attention. When you start to notice these areas of persistent discomfort, like we've discussed with the legs, back, neck, and chest, it's time to slow down and listen. So, let's talk about one last spot that can hold valuable clues to your health: the arms and hands. You may not think of your arms as an area to worry about when it comes to itching, but as we age, the skin on our arms, especially around the elbows and forearms, can become more sensitive. At first, it might seem like a simple dry patch or maybe an irritation from a sweater. But if the itch lingers, and especially if it starts to feel like it's spreading or becoming more intense, it could be a sign that your body is dealing with something more complex. Let's imagine two people, Barbara and Margaret, both in their early 70s. Barbara is someone who has always stayed active, gardening, walking, and even doing light stretching in the morning. She's been blessed with healthy skin and doesn't usually have any issues with dryness. Margaret, however, has noticed that her arms have been itching more frequently over the last few months. It started off as a small patch on her forearm, and then it spread. She tried applying different creams, but the itch didn't seem to go away. Margaret didn't know that the itchiness on her arms could be a sign of something called eczema, a skin condition that often flares up in older adults. Eczema is not just about dryness. It's often linked to an overactive immune response, where your body reacts too strongly to irritants or allergens. But eczema is just one possibility. Persistent itching in the arms and hands can also signal problems with your thyroid or, more generally, issues with your immune system. When your thyroid isn't functioning properly, it can affect many parts of your body, including your skin. So, if your skin is itching more than usual and lotions or creams don't help, it might be time to get things checked out. The good news is, no matter the cause of the itchy arms, there are things you can do to ease the discomfort. If eczema is a culprit, gentle, moisturizing treatments and avoiding known irritants can help manage the symptoms. If your thyroid is the issue, a simple blood test can help determine if it's underactive, and appropriate treatment can help balance things out. In Margaret's case, a check-in with her doctor about her thyroid could provide the answers she needs. But here's the bottom line. The arms are often overlooked when it comes to persistent itching, but they shouldn't be. Just like any other spot on your body, itchy arms can be your body's way of telling you that something's not quite right, whether it's eczema, thyroid problems, or something else entirely. Taking the time to address it early can make a huge difference in your overall health. Now, let's step back for a moment and look at everything we've discussed today. These itchy spots on your body, while often dismissed as minor issues, could be your body's way of signaling that something more is going on underneath the surface. Whether it's poor circulation in your legs, stress affecting your scalp and neck, nutritional deficiencies around your chest and abdomen, or even thyroid issues in your arms, your skin is trying to communicate with you, and it's up to you to listen. The key takeaway here is that none of these conditions are set in stone. They're not fixed destinies. Instead, they are early warnings, clues that your body is giving you to make small but impactful changes. It could be something as simple as incorporating more movement into your day, improving your diet, reducing stress, or seeking medical advice when something doesn't feel right. The good news is that all of these conditions can often be managed, reversed, or prevented if you catch them early. Now, I know making changes isn't always easy. Life can be busy, and the last thing you want to do is stress about every little itch or twinge. But I want to encourage you today, don't ignore your body signals. Small steps, like improving circulation with regular walks, calming your nervous system with stress-relieving activities, and making sure you're eating a balanced, nutrient-rich diet can make all the difference. Remember, it's not about living longer just for the sake of it. It's about living longer with clarity, vitality, and joy. It's about being able to enjoy your life, feel strong in your body, and stay connected with the people and activities you love. And that starts with listening to your body, no matter how small the signal might seem. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. Have you noticed any of these itchy spots on your body? Maybe you've experienced one of them before, or maybe you're just starting to notice a little more itching than usual. Either way, drop a comment below and share your thoughts. Let us know if any of this resonates with you and how you plan to take action going forward. Your experience could be helpful to someone else who's going through something similar. And of course, if you haven't already, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you don't miss any more of our helpful tips. Your support means the world to us, and it allows us to keep creating content that makes a difference in your life. Thank you for joining me today. Remember, the goal isn't just to add years to your life, it's to add life to those years. By taking care of yourself now, you're setting yourself up for a future that's full of strength, peace, and enjoyment. Keep listening to your body, stay curious, and take action when needed. Together, we can all age with grace and vitality. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.